There we go. There's the sound. Hey, everybody out there in Facebook and YouTube land. Welcome to the Cool Box Live. I am joined, as always, with my good buddy, Nick Lacapo. Nick, how you doing?
Oh, you're getting a little you got too many shows now, Eric. You got too many virtual shows.
I am spending way too much time here at Descatron, the streaming central in my home office. This is nuts. This is what a week. What a week, man.
Yeah, I can't believe, what is this show number, like 15 or something like that? 20, 2,500? I don't even remember.
Yeah, this is, but we've done so many of these. I think.
But it's great because it evolves. And if you're new to the channel, right, we give out great deals on awesome magic tricks that you should learn how to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is another one of those weeks where we got at the end of the show today, we got a big deal.
Oh, yeah. Right? Oh, that's right. The very end of it, there's a physical product that's you get a huge deal on. In fact, I've even got one here that we're going to be able to demonstrate the trick in the stream. It's going to be awesome. If you're just tuning in, please be sure to like and subscribe, and also share this video. We are also monitoring the chat. I can see people already hopping in here. Jody Birchfield, I'm monitoring Facebook. Nick is monitoring YouTube. Jody Birchfield is watching us. Jody says, I look forward to this almost as much as The Mandalorian. Frank Sauce over here in the chat saying, this is the way. That is right. This is the way.
Oh, yeah, man. Max Johnston's here on YouTube, says it's that time of the week again. So it's good to have Max back. Yeah, it's good to have everybody back. We got a lot of. Yeah, I thought I lost all my friends over this last year, but apparently not.
Hey, we got Seth Cottrell here in the Facebook chat. Hi there, Fernando de Jesus Garza. Yay, the best part of the day. This is the best part of the day.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. So we're monitoring the chat. Like I said, I'm monitoring Facebook and Nick's monitoring YouTube. I think, is that why our backgrounds look like this? Because I'm blue and you're red?
Is that what it is? Maybe.
Did we accidentally plan this?
It did just happen. I mean, you stole all the purple gels from the studio. I stole all the red ones. That's how it goes.
It's this is seriously, this is a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying doing these from home because we get to do some cool stuff, especially because we have all the product. Like, I love looking at that shelf behind you, seeing just like everything we've ever talked about on here, and some stuff we have. It Backfire's up. Oh, did we talk about Backfire? Maybe that was during the top 20 live days.
It hasn't been on discount yet. No, not yet. No.
Oh man!
No, there's a lot of good stuff up here that hopefully will make it on the show at some point.
It's super exciting, and I think maybe we should we get into it, because we've got the big deals, right?
Bring up that menu, man. Bring it up. Show them what we got.
Yeah, we got some crazy stuff. We're gonna get into the massive magical savings in just a moment. We've got Michael Vincent live. Well, I can't even see my own screen here. We've got. Let's take a look at this.
There we go.
Oh yeah, there we go. We got retention. Oh, retention's cool. Coffee break. Then we're gonna get into the download discounts. There's some seriously cool download discounts in there this week. Then the low price lectures. I know we've got performances from both lectures this week, which is really exciting. And the cool box deals of the week, which if you can see what's going on there, we have some fantastic things that are going to be coming.
Pretty high price stuff down there, at the bottom right there.
Dude, we're gonna save a lot of money this week. I actually got a private message earlier in the day from who was this from? It was from John Costial. I know John joins us on Facebook every week, and he would like a segment of the show for you and me to be able to provide people with excuses to their wives, husbands, girlfriends, boyfriends on why they're way over their Penguin budget. That's
a good.
We might need to come up with some really good excuses for the things that people are going to want to get today.
I'm sure the chat's got better ideas than I do on that, but throw them out there if you've got any thoughts. Yeah, because I know there's a lot of people out there that have that problem.
Oh man, I know. I know we both had that problem until that's part of the reasons we got jobs at Penguin Magic was so that we could have better access.
Yeah, they just looked how much I spent and just sent me a job offer. That's how it worked.
All right, well, let's get into the massive magical deals. The things right off the top that we are talking about are some pretty big savings. First up, Michael Vincent Live. This is amazing. This is the live, not the live act. This is the Quest for Mastery. And what's the deal with this one right now, Nick? It's in the cool box right now, right?
Yeah, so for now on, I'm hoping we're going to be able to start the show off with like a double discount. So as you know, if you've watched this show before, you just enter the code CoolBoxLive on checkout at penguinmagic.com, and you'll save 25% off everything that's in the show tonight. However, Michael Vincent Live, number one, is in the cool box on Penguin Magic right now, and I should have done the math on this.
You know what? I think this is a first. Yeah,
I'm bringing
it
up
first.
Now.
It's 15.
Oh wow!
It's $15 in the cool box right now, but it's sold out. It's sold out of the cool box.
Oh, is it sold out? It's sold out of the cool box already.
Sold out of the cool box. Know? So, but you can still get 25% off at discount.
All right. Wow. Yeah. So, well, that's good though. I'm glad people were taking advantage of that.
Oh yeah. So with everything we're talking about on the stream tonight, if you enter the promo code CoolBoxLive at discount, then you're going to get 25% off everything that we're talking about tonight. Some of these, the discount's even bigger, but right now we're talking about Michael Vincent Live, the Quest for Mastery. This is amazing because Michael is a magician from England, and he came in to do a lecture that wasn't like just a lecture. It was on how to like really approach mastering your craft. So he starts with fundamentals, and then he goes into just all kinds of stuff. He opens with a coin trick. Michael is not known for his for his coin magic. He's mostly known for his card magic. But the trick he opens with is he's talking about slot machines, and he puts a coin into his hand, and he like puts his wand into his hand and pulls it like a slot machine, and the coin vanishes. He does that a couple of times, and then he produces, I think, 25 coins from bare hands. It's nuts. It's a really, really good method. It's very satisfying. And then the tricks are just phenomenal. We're going to talk a little bit more about that when we get to the lectures, because we would have spent more time on the top, but too many people jumped on this because they know how good a lecture it is.
Yeah, I wonder, Eric, if they snuck it in early in the day. You know what I mean? The people that know the show, you think they took double advantage of it? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, is that something you guys are doing? Like, if you know this show and you know that we're going to be offering a huge discount on whatever's in the Cool Box Live, and you know the promo code doesn't change, it's always going to be Cool Box Live. Are some of you in the chat? I mean,
like, technically, that code was valid this morning, right? So
did we get stream sniped? I think this is.
I think we might have got. Yeah, there's some cheat codes going down, I think, but that's all right. People are still getting it at a cheaper price, but that's fine.
Let's let's move on. We can talk about Michael a little bit later. Let's move on to the next thing, which is retention by Christopher Wheel. I don't want to spend too much time on all the magical savings, but we got two other things here that are just flat out free. They don't cost anything at all. This is insane.
Yeah, there's a variety of free tricks on Penguin. Like, so some creators actually put stuff up there for free. I mean, you got to remember that like Penguin existed before YouTube did, right?
Yeah.
So back in the day, some of these guys were actually putting out decent instructional videos on moves that you might see taught on YouTube now. And so Christopher Wheel is one of those guys. We featured one of his free tricks before on this channel called Fan Blade, which you can go get on Penguin. It's absolutely free. And this is another one of his. It's just all it is a simple video on how to do the retention. And he's got a lot of nice subtleties. He teaches it along with his friend Ryan Bliss, who's a great magician. I believe from New York.
Yeah, Ryan's
hung out with him a few times.
Wonderful.
Yeah, what a good guy. But look, this is Ryan here. I don't know if you even recognize him. He's pretty young.
You can see, like, this is a pretty good retention vanish too. I mean, it's not one of those like crazy visual ones like you see that's real popular on Instagram, but this is a real solid workhorse retention vanish. And if you've never learned the retention vanish before, this is the way to go do it. I mean, a free download from 2 wonderful magicians teaching you how to do a retention vanish. It's fantastic.
It doesn't make any sense to not just have it somewhere just in case you need it. But also this performance here that you're watching is really funny. They perform for some girl at Taco Bell. It's really, really funny. Anyway, yeah, it's for free. Go grab it on penguinmagic.com. Retention, Christopher Wheel.
All right, let's move on to the next one. This is Coffee Break by Gregory Wilson. Very, very excited about this one. I really like this particular trick. This is so good right here. So what you're getting is a method to take a Starbucks bag, like you would get like a pastry or some napkins or something like that in, and you show a wooden stir stick, like is very common at Starbucks. You put it in the bag, you fold it over so that it's, you can't be switching it out or anything like that, and then you break it. You can also have the spectator break it. Then you open the bag up and the stir stick is completely intact. It's never been broken. It's so good. Do you know the method on this, Nick?
Yeah, yes, I do.
It's so satisfying. It's really good.
So, the reason why this is a great thing, too, is that it will really give you a sense, if you've ever been interested in the Coffee Break series, or sorry, not the Coffee Break, but the Coffee House Conjuring series that Gregory Wilson put together. That material is amazing. I mean, it really, really is so, so good. And Coffee Break's just kind of like a little teaser, like, hey, here's what you're going to be in for if you pick this up. And you should. I mean, I know a lot of people out there have gotten Coffee Break over the years, because I think it's one of the videos that pops up if you're in when you check out on Penguin. I think it's one of those that just shows up right there. So, but it's a great trick that you should know how to do. I mean, especially if you're ever in a coffee shop, those sticks are just right there. It doesn't matter if you show it to a stranger or your friend, it's a great little trick to know.
I had sort of like forgotten about this particular trick, and then I watched it again in preparation for this particular It went away. Oh no. I watched it again in preparation for this live stream, and man, what a good trick. I'm so glad that I know this, because I know that you and I are going to be doing some shows in Utah, and I know that I'm going to have some time in an airport. And if a Starbucks is open, this is one of those tricks that I'm going to be playing with, because it's so much fun. Mm-hmm. And the thing that's really cool about this, and I don't want to spend too much time on it because obviously it is free. Everyone should go get it right now. But they break the stir stick. Like, they can break it multiple times, not just like once or twice. They can break it, and they can break it anywhere that they want, which is so cool. Yep. It's
Gregory Wilson. It's
so well thought out.
If you don't have it, grab it. Just grab it.
All right, Nick, I think we need to move on to the downloads of the week. This is really exciting. This is where we're going to start really getting into the fun stuff now. Let's take a quick look at the schedule again, because we have a whole bunch of downloads in there right now. We just got done with the Massive Magical Savings. So again, Michael Vincent Live, check it out. Enter the promo code CoolBoxLive at checkout. You'll get 25% off of Michael Vincent Live. Also, we just talked about Retention and Coffee Break by Gregory Wilson, but we're going to get into the first one here. This is Animated Gum by Nate Cranzo. This is such a good trick. This is really, really good. I love Animated Gum. Again, one of those that I was not super familiar with until we started getting ready for this, because this is sort of like from the earlier days of Penguin. I know, like, your earlier days.
This is 2015, I want to say. 2015, it's probably 20. It can't be 2016. Because I filmed it.
This is the best way to hand out a stick of gum. You have a package of gum, you offer it out, and you either slowly or quickly, however you want to do it, because it's under your control, a stick of gum just like slides out of the gum case. It's really interesting. The method is really good, but what's really super cool about this is that you can see here in the video that's playing between us that Cranzo is using like an old school type of gum, but it is also, you can do this with newer style packets of gum as well that like fold over and have a clasp, or that aren't like the old school like Juicy Fruit ones. So he's done a lot of work to figure out exactly how to do this. It's great.
Yeah, and it's not difficult, right? I think when you see stuff like this, if you think there's not like a crazy hookup or anything going on with this. It is something that you can just kind of carry around and do whenever you're going to offer somebody a stick of gum. So you don't have to worry about like, being crazy prepared, if you know what I mean, to do this type of trick. I know when things move, you always assume a certain thing. It's not like that.
Yeah.
It's not quite like that.
It's, and the other thing I would say is that, so like right now, if you enter the promo code Coolbox Live at checkout, you get 25% off on it, which makes it $3.71. It's super cheap.
Oh my God.
Even if you have a
so
pretty
right
good
now,
idea,
even if right now you could have 3 tricks for $3 in your cart.
That's nuts. Oh, did we structure the show that way, or is this a happy accident?
I don't know. I have no. No. We don't. Anything is an accident if it worked out on this show.
The other thing I would say about this is that if you probably have a pretty good idea of how it works, but what is really valuable in this is that Kranzo takes you through all of the performance stuff, which I think is so important to understand exactly how to perform it. It's really important.
That's what you're going to get with Nathan Kranzo, no matter what. He's got great handlings and great ideas, and he just doesn't put out stuff that you can't do. Right? So, if you chew gum, what are you waiting for? Grab it.
His methods are simple, but everything he does is so well thought out. You're so right. Like we had some Kranzo stuff on last week, and when you go through the explanations, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, this is obviously why you would do this way. You learn so much about performing from watching a Nate Kranzo download anyway. But we got to move on. That bell means that we have to move on. So let's move on to Mind Over Metal by Menny Lenenfeld.
Yes, our friend from way across the pond. This is a spoon bending effect, and there's some crazy visuals in this little video that we're going to have here in the middle. I remember when Menny came, this is the first time I met him, and I think he had just filmed like a TV show, right? And this was one of the things that he did in that show. That's why he looks so like evil here. He was at like the peak of his powers, because he just had to come off some cool television show where he was destroying everybody. But anyway,
a lot of people don't realize this, but when you're on TV, that's how you gain extra power.
Right. You gotta
look at the
visuals on this.
So
right?
Nuts.
Yeah, and there's no gimmick here, right? It's just a method with a couple spoons, and you're gonna end with the big L bend at the end that you can show and hand away. I mean, it's a great thing to have to insert in any metal bending routine. I mean, I don't do a ton of metal bending. I know you do a little bit though, right?
So a while ago when I was younger, before I got super into cards, like metal bending was my thing. It was all I did. And Menny Lenenfeld was one of the early resources for me to go to, because his stuff is so good. It's he really knows exactly how to get in there, how to make those visuals look good, how to make metal bending play, which is I think that is an overlooked thing. Being able to do the bends and get away with them secretly is one thing. Being able to make the metal bending play for your audience, that is a completely different kettle of fish. And if you want to get into metal bending and you really want to perform it, Menny is one of the guys you need to learn it from. Obviously,
there's some great products.
Great. Obviously, Bandachek is great, but Menny's stuff is very, very different in the way he thinks about it and puts that in. And so, man, this is such a good one. Enter the promo code Coolbox Live at discount. You get 25% off of a really, really solid metal bend. Metal bending, by the way, works great in virtual shows because there's so many of these. I mean, when you look at like these kinds of visuals, you're not hiding anything. It's right there. You can see it happen.
Well, yeah. And the reason why this one is particularly great is because you have that other spoon there to tell you how far how it's traveled, right?
Yeah. Right.
It's really cool.
It's an interesting bend for that reason, because you're working with visuals that your audience has they have a point of reference is what I'm trying to say here. Having that point of reference makes all the difference with the metal bending.
So this is going to fit best in like a full metal bending routine. I mean, obviously you could just do this trick, But you were mentioning he's got another great product on Penguin Magic called the Art of Metal Bending, which is basically like every metal, it's like everything.
It's all
like if I had to recommend a product on how to learn metal bending, I would immediately go straight to that.
Yeah.
So you can take a look at that as well. That's on Penguin Magic, and it's $40 because it's like a complete course. But if you just want to do the one-off trick, man, Mind Over Metal's pretty freaking cool, and for $7, it's even cooler.
It is. It's a super cool trick. All right, let's move on. You probably got a bit of a preview right there of what's coming up next. We're going to be talking about Vu Ja Day by Rick Lax. This is a really, really solid trick right here. This is a match trick with matches. So essentially what you're getting here is, hang on, let me do one quick thing. There we go. So what you are getting here is an instructional download that teaches you how to, you take matches out, you can vanish them, they reappear back inside the matchbox. You take the drawer slide out of this box of matches and set it down. You put away the little wrapper that goes around the matchbox, and it reappears on it. Once you can put away the matches, you can make them appear inside of the box again. But the thing is, like, they can hear the matches are clearly taken out, and then you can hear them come back and then see them come back. This is a really, really neat download. So first of all, there's so much magic packed into this routine. It's really, really got a lot of magic moments. You are learning to build a gimmicked matchbox, and the build is not hard, but Rick takes you through it step by step so that you're going to be able to do this. And I have to say, the method is really clever.
Yeah, Brandon Sheffield says it's one of his favorite tricks of Rick's, and I agree too. I did this trick a lot when it first came out. I need to make another matchbox, Eric. I don't know what I did with mine.
Yeah, I was actually looking at this, and I was like, I think I need to order some matches from the big giant website, because this is something that I want to do. Like, I really want to play with this.
It's a full act.
Yeah.
It's like a full act with a matchbox, right? That's it. And there's so much magic. It's easy to do. It's kind of fun to make. Yeah. I had fun making it. And matchbox tricks are great. It's something different. If you do all cards, or this is just an easy thing to add where it's, you can start doing it right away. You get vanishes and reappearances and like the restoration. Everything's covered in here. And you can also do some cool tricks with the matches as well. There's plenty of good match magic out there.
Really good match magic. And the nice thing is it's all self-contained. Fits in your pocket. I carry a messenger bag with me whenever I'm out and about, and I would easily just throw this into a pocket, a messenger bag, or throw it in my pocket. It's a real solid trick. I think it's pretty great.
Yeah, it's one of Rick's best, and I know a lot of people love it. They got some other people talking about how good it is. So yeah, great trick.
All right, let's move on. The next thing is Totally Hands Off by Danny DeOrtiz.
Oh no, this one's too good, Eric. Shouldn't be in the cool box.
Why are we allowing this to be discounted? This is super good.
It's one of those that people forgot about. Man. So basically, what happens here is total chaos. Somebody names a number, and the deck is shuffled by 4 people, and then shuffled some more, and then they swap piles, and it's Danny DeOrtiz. So it's total chaos. Then all the cards are assembled. Oh, by the way, somebody picks a card during all this madness, and it's not like Danny says, "Here, pick a card." It's like, a totally free choice. They take it out they take it out from underneath the table. They look at it, they put it back in, they shuffle, and all it is shuffling, Eric. It's just piles of cards thrown on the table. Everybody's shuffling the deck. And so you get to the very end when you count down to the number that was set at the very beginning, and the card that person looked at is at that number.
We were talking about the method.
It's a miracle. Look. Yeah.
We were talking about the method on this, and this is one of those like really satisfying Spanish methods that is... You're almost mad when you find out, because you're like, I wish I had thought of that. It's so satisfying. It's really good.
I think these guys, Danny, we got theories about this Spanish magic, right? At first, all of their methods were kind of like, they were not hard to do, but you just kind of had to be like, you almost had to be Danny DeOrtiz to do it, right?
Yeah.
Right?
My working theory on Spanish magicians is that you can tell they're truly a master when they get their own special hat, right? Because like
That's right.
Juan has his
Yes.
purple top hat, Danny has his sock, Woody has his baseball cap. I mean, it's when they get their hat, that's when you know they're the best.
Right. But what I'm saying here is that this trick is not that, though.
No,
There's a real method here, which is weird because, like, back in the past, after I first learned all of Danny's stuff because I was obsessed, like a lot of the methods were like a lot of misdirection and a lot of just like, how do you put it? Like false counting and just like a lot of their magic was verbal,
Yeah.
And which is nothing wrong with any of that.
There's nothing wrong with any of that at all, but it's definitely it's the kind of like the method would be something that you would be like, oh, how do I work that out? Like, how do I work that into my act? Because my personality doesn't do that.
Yeah, we'd always joke that like they've been taking advantage of us with that whole like, how do you say whatever, like they pretend like they don't know the word that, I swear that's a technique they use. But anyway, this trick is not that. It actually has a real method, and it's really smart. It's carded number that's just an impossible looking thing.
Oh,
so I if you've never got a Danny Ortiz thing, this is a great one to get because you will be able to do it. And if you love carded number, you need to know this method. You have to know it because it's a different one.
There's a ton of carded number methods, and this is one that I'm always a little surprised. Like I'm surprised that this isn't a better known trick. I feel like more people will be doing this. As soon as you find out the method, you're just like, oh, like this is clearly the way to do it. This makes sense.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah, so like we've talked about it for a bit, but like the number is said kind of at the top. So really, what Danny has created is a way to get the spectator's card at that number without him even touching the cards. He gets it done during the spectator shuffle.
And I think the other thing that
does that make any sense?
The other thing that we're leaving out here is that what is cool about the spectator shuffle is that he's handing out different packets to be shuffled and then put back together. So it's not just like a one-on-one trick. This is, I'm always looking for tricks to do with a group, and this is a great trick to do with a group because when you're out performing for people, whether it's like you're just out with friends or you're at you're like at a house party or something like that, or even when you're doing like walk around like restaurant stuff, magic is always so one-on-one, and when I can involve 3, 4, 5 people in the same trick so that everyone feels like they can get involved, that trick like goes straight into my repertoire, and this is one of those that can do that. There's no carded number that I know of that involves this many people.
It's a 4. Yeah, right.
So good.
We did get called out, Eric. Fernando Miguel Oliveira says, just admit it, Spanish card magic is just too much for us. And, he's right.
No, I went to Madrid to go look for Spanish card magicians and learn at their feet because they are all better than me. I mean, like even the Spanish card magicians who haven't even started practicing card magic yet, instantly better. So good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's move on to Modern Transportation by David Regal. I am super stoked about this one.
You like this?
Oh, I really like this. So what this is it's a signed transposition of a card that a spectator has. And a card that you have in your shirt pocket. So let me walk you through what happens because this is so crazy. A person can freely select a card. The card is genuinely freely selected. The card is signed and then it is turned face up so that it is facing a different direction than all of the other cards. The deck is turned over and the deck is spread again so that you can see that that the card that they signed is still the only one facing the different direction in the deck. You take a random card out of the deck. They can see it's very clearly not their card. You put it in your pocket. They can still see their card face down in the deck during that. They close up the deck. You do make a magical gesture, magical moment, whatever. They spread the deck. There's still a card face down. But when they turn it over, it's the card that you put in your pocket. You show your hands empty. You reach into your pocket and you pull out their signed card. You can give it back to them. It's nuts. It's so good. This I can't tell you how good this is. This fooled me so badly when I watched the performance, and then when I learned the method, again, David Regal, super satisfying method. But oh man, like I'm seriously considering putting this in a show because it's such a good transposition. It's not crazy visual like a lot of the other transpositions that are really popular right now, but the method is so fooling and so direct because your audience so much of it happens in their hands inside the deck. It's crazy.
Transpositions are some of the best card magic you can do, right? And David Regal creates like routines that are just kind of perfect. You know, almost anything that he puts out has been worked through, figured out. And this is one of those that has, you know, like part of the cleanup of the trick, like built into the method, which I really love. And yeah, I could totally see you doing this in like maybe like a longer card set. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, because I mean, this takes it takes a little bit of time to perform. I would only say because of Regal's presentation, because he doesn't want.
Right.
You could do this very fast. It's not.
Sure.
It's not.
Right. That's
super,
what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's not super procedural. But yeah, like in a longer performance, I would definitely put this in.
Yeah. No. Great trick. I remember when this came out, and I played with it a little bit, and again, yeah, I'm glad it came up on the show because I had totally forgotten about it. And it's like, man, why did I stop doing this trick? And for only $7.
Can we also talk for a hot minute about how good a teacher David Regal is?
Oh,
because
I guess I take it for granted at this point. I'm like, oh, it's David Regal, just get it. No, absolutely, he's a fantastic teacher.
I think that another really good reason to buy this is if you are considering putting stuff out, because so like the Penguin Partner Program, right? We talked about it at the top of the show, where you can put you can self-produce a download. Back when we were doing the top 20 live, how much did we talk about Dr. Cyril and Bander Action?
Right,
I mean, that was a self-produced download.
Joseph B.
Yeah, Joseph B.
Joseph B.
Oh yeah, Joseph B. was on the show like every week. But you can produce something and you can get it into the Penguin Partner Program, and we could be talking about you on this show soon. But if you're gonna do that, get a David Regal product before you do anything else, and watch how carefully he breaks everything down. And he doesn't just explain the trick, but and the method, but he also explains everything that just like goes into making the trick work, like all of the psychology and the thinking behind it. But he does it in a way that is not like, it's not grating on you. Like he doesn't over explain it. It's very clear, very precise. It's not like an 11-hour download for a simple transposition, but it's a lot of information that's very important in the presentation of it. It's so good. It's so good.
I see Mark Tutulio had a question about totally hands off. Just to go back for a second.
Yeah.
Basically, Mark, you don't have to worry about the props. I think it's cool that we offer the props, but without being able to tell you what the props are, you're not going to need them. Assuming that you have some decks of cards laying around, you're going to be just fine. So I wouldn't worry about the props at all.
And then I have I got a comment here from the Facebook chat from Dave Mattingly Sr. He says, if all you do is card tricks, how many decks do you have to carry with you? I'll be honest, I carry one.
Yeah, just I only carry one. I mean, maybe two, but the second deck would be like a special gimmick deck, you know?
Yeah, I think, and actually, I was lying. This is the one that I carry around. That one, the purple Jerry's Nuggets live here at my desk, but this is the Penguin Maidenback is the one that I carry around. Because A, it's marked so you can do a ton of stuff with it, but B, it's a really solid deck to carry around. But I do a lot of tricks that are from shuffled deck in use. And then I have a couple of gimmicks that are also always living in my deck, and one of them I can just like leave in the box. As a matter of fact, the gimmick for Modern Transportation with David Regal, I would consider carrying that around with me, and I could leave it in the box, and then the cards could go back into the box. I could add the gimmick to it, and then go, oh, let me show you one more, and then bring it back into play, so it wouldn't be like getting in the way of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Not too off topic, Eric, but I did remember the trick I told you I was working on for my friend?
Ooh.
Figured I could show it off here.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, I have a project coming up where I'm going to be performing on somebody's Twitch channel. And there's a great trick by Justin Flom called Card Artistry that he did with the Mona Lisa. And I think there was a couple other pictures that he might have put out. I can't remember. But anyway, I got a custom one printed. Raylek hooked me up with the back design, so I got a special back design. But yeah, check it out. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. We're going to get that filmed coming up soon.
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, I just got this in the mail, and I kind of improved on it a little bit too because I figured out a better way to do the force. But anyway, I don't know why we're talking about this.
Yeah, I'll bring the slides back up so we can talk. So sometimes Nick and I might sort of go off here and talk about other stuff. We can talk about what we're doing, what we're into. This is our show. Try and stop us.
I mean, this is all I do. So.
All right, let's move on. The next thing is this is Red Medicine by Mark Calabrese.
Oh man, okay, this is a great thing. Basically, first of all, Mark Calabrese, right? One of the best close-up card guys, period, especially in America.
His live act is so good.
He'll beat the crap out of anyone, anytime, anywhere. And I'm not talking about physically. I'm talking about with card magic. His stuff is fantastic. And, this trick, Red Medicine, I'll tell you what it is, but this is a trick that Mark would show you. If you bumped into Mark and he just handed him a deck of cards, he might show you this trick. This might be the first trick he shows you. Because I've seen him do it for years, and he always gets crazy reactions off it. The explanation of the trick of what it is basically somebody names a card, and then you hand the deck to somebody. You say, here, put it behind your back or under the table is typically better. You say, just reach in the deck, pull out a card. So they take out a card. Of course, they don't see what it is. It's all under the table. He says, okay, turn it face up and then put it back into the middle of the deck. And they do that, assuming that they follow your instructions. And then all you do is you just spread through the deck. You find the face-up card, or the one card that's reversed, and you say, it's the named card. That's what it is.
That's nuts.
That's the trick.
I've seen when Mark was here filming his Penguin Live, he did Red Medicine to me, and it's super good. I know Sean Dunn. This is like a go-to for Sean Dunn as well. Like Sean does this trick all the time. This is the trick that Sean shows people at conventions. This is how good it is.
Yeah. But here's what this trick, that's the effect. Now that style effect is old. I mean, we're talking some Marlowe stuff, some Paul Curry stuff, but what Mark has really done here is because he's done it for, I'm going to assume for 15 years or something like that.
Yeah.
He has a method for every scenario. So standing, table, maybe he has a gimmick in the deck that might help him. You don't need a gimmick to do this trick.
Yeah.
But there's also common gimmicks that you can use to even make the trick easier, right? And he goes through every possible way to perform this plot. And it's a great plot.
Yeah.
It feels like kind of like an old Scarny on Cards type of trick, or just something that maybe your grandfather would show you, except that it's completely fooling because you named the damn card.
I was just going to mention that this sort of thing where you take a card and put it under the table or put it behind your back, it feels almost a little dated because there's a whole era where those were the types of tricks that people were doing. You saw a lot of that in Paul Curry, Marlowe, like you mentioned. There's a lot of sort of older tricks from Spain that have that as a type of method, but Mark has a way of making that feel really modern and really current, and so that you don't feel like it's living in the past.
And it does connect. People like that stuff. Because maybe their grandfather did show them a trick that was similar, right? I don't even know what it's called. I forget. But when you have the card reversed on the top of the deck and you pretend that it's the bottom, that type of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
People know that stuff, but they haven't seen it in a while, and they're excited to see it again because, their uncle showed it to them, right? So it's a nice memory.
Yeah,
but I think these have some roots in there, which is why people really, really, latch onto them.
Yeah, but
then you just get blown away because, when
you get a worker like Mark playing with the trick, then it's just suddenly it's just that much better, because this
is Mark's favorite tricks.
Yeah, he can improve it even better. I think we could talk for too long about Mark and Red Medicine.
Oh yeah, we should have had him on. He would have.
Next, we should get Mark on for one of these.
Let's just get Mark on for no reason.
I think so. Yeah, we should totally get Mark on for no reason. Okay, coming up next is BH Concepts by Joe Reinfleisch. This is a lot of fun. It's really cool that we can offer great discounts on tricks like this. Enter the promo code CoolboxLive at checkout, and you're going to get 25% off BH Concepts Concepts by Joe Ryan Fleisch. It makes it $11.21. This is, so you and I actually just filmed a load of stuff with Joe Ryan Fleisch. Papa Joe beat us up.
People are not ready. They are not ready.
Oh, man, yeah, we're teasing some stuff from Joe because there's a trick that Joe did that we were filming it, and when we film, we're very safe. We're like, it's sort of in another room, like all the cameras on remotes, but we both looked at each other and we're like, how the did he do that?
Dude,
it was so good.
There's a rubber band arms race going on right now between Ryan Fleisch and Dr. Cyril. It's like,
what is going on in the rubber band world? This is nuts.
I don't know. Tell us what BH
Let's talk about BH
is,
Concepts. BH Concepts, what this is the bridal hitch. So Joe is teaching 4 different things in this project. Like all of Joe's rubber band projects, you learn a concept and then he shows you just a million different things to do with it. And by the way, I say you're learning 4 tricks on this. He teaches you 4 routines, but in the process of teaching you the routines, you just learn a billion other things. I'm not making that up. But you see some really cool stuff here. So what you're actually seeing in the video right now is a band vanish or from around a bill. So you take this bill.
That one's crazy.
You take the band off your wrist. You put it around a bill. It's like hanging loosely around the bill. You're holding the bill in 2 hands, both hands, and then you go boop, and it's gone. This thing that is in the video, actually, it just cut away to that band vanish. But the yellow band is really cool. So he's got a wrist full of blue rubber bands and 1 yellow rubber band, and he tells you straight up. He says this yellow rubber band is connected to just one of these blue rubber bands. It's up to you to decide which one. And you randomly pick a blue rubber band. Any one of them. Seriously, any one. And when he takes it off, the yellow rubber band is attached to it. It's crazy. There's a bunch of different stuff on here. I'm trying to think of some of the other stuff on here. But you basically, the bridal hitch. This is the other thing. This is a band vanish. It's a retention vanish with a rubber band that he's doing in the video right now, which is like, a retention vanish with a rubber, like what is this? It's bananas. You learn this
all of it.
Yeah, this is basically a foundational concept in rubber band magic that you can learn these tricks that he does with it. But if you are into creating your own magic, you need to learn this so you can go create a whole bunch of other stuff. It's so good. This is the yellow band that I was talking about.
Everything.
His stuff is just better than other people's.
Anything you get, what Joe was, Well, and his tutorials are amazing, right? Because he puts so much effort into making sure that you get value out of any download that you get with Joe. So yeah, he's teaching one technique, but also just, a bunch of stuff to do with it. And again, at checkout, promo code CoolboxLive, you're going to save 25% off this download. You should have, if you. I can't imagine if you do rubber band magic, you don't have Joe Ryan Fleisch stuff. That would just be foreign to me. But if you don't have this one, there's that. The band vanish around the bill is just madness to me. That one fooled me really bad.
It all looks really good. But I think one of the things, like when we say Joe plans these out and wants you to get value, like the preparation for the things that we just did, he sent a spreadsheet with every single concept that we were going to film, and in the order so that you can see it, so we could check everything off. He leaves no stone unturned. It's so good.
Yeah. Does that have a name? Does that project have a name?
The one that we just filmed?
Yeah.
We didn't film one project. We filmed.
Oh, we filmed 2,
6.
right? 2 or 3?
We filmed 6.
Sorry, I blacked out while we were filming it, I think. Yes, we filmed 6. Never mind.
We filmed 6 projects because you weren't there for the first day of filming.
That's right. Prepare yourself for more rubber band magic.
Yeah.
Brandon Sheffield says he hasn't done a whole lot, but he's thinking about checking this out.
Yeah.
Brandon, just
this video.
Search for Joe Ryan Fleisch on Penguin Magic.
There's a video that's playing right now between us where he's got a yellow rubber band and a blue rubber band on each hand.
Yeah, on his hands. Yeah,
and he shows you the yellow and the blue, and he goes like this, and they change places. It's again bonkers. Incredible
Brandon, be
stuff.
careful though. It's kind of addictive. This stuff. It's too good.
You're gonna get this download, Brandon, and then you're gonna want to get all the others because as soon as it's crazy.
And also think about grabbing his rubber bands too, the rainbow bands or the executive bands. Also, Rick Cleveland says he loves the show and he thinks it's a great addition. Thanks, Rick. Thank you.
Thanks, Rick. Be sure to share this and be sure to smash that like button, as the cool streamers say. Are we streamers now? I think we're professional streamers.
I think I think we are. I think we are.
Let's move on though. The next one. This is come on, work for me there, Stream Deck. There we go. Oh, 24 karat fold by Gregory Wilson.
This one's awesome. I did this one for years. And again, Eric, I'm glad this show exists because it just reminds me all the tricks that I did forever. And then just, why did I stop? What this is a fantastic, it's kind of a quick trick from Gregory Wilson. Basically, borrow a dollar bill, you fold it up into kind of quarters. You can see it there in his hand. And then you throw it towards your finger and it wraps itself around into a dollar bill ring.
That's too good.
If you've ever seen those rings that people know how to fold, I was first drawn to this because I've known how to fold the dollar bill ring ever since I was in like fourth grade or something.
Yeah, if you can fold a dollar bill into a ring, if you know how to do that, let us know in the chat. We want to see how many people are already prepared to do this trick.
Oh man, now if you already know how, and it's not hard. I mean, you can look it up on a YouTube video or whatever. But Greg will teach you how to fold it in the tutorial as well. Because they're just a great thing to know how to fold, I've always thought. But anyway, that visual though, look at it, right? Like it looks incredible. It's slightly knacky to do. I'd put it in the medium level of difficulty.
Yeah.
Because you are kind of like rubbing your stomach and patting your head at the same time to get this done. But I used to do this when I was bartending all the time because basically somebody would like leave a $1 tip and I'd be like, oh, here, check this out. And I'd fold it up and then just turn it into a dollar bill ring. And then I'd give it right back to him.
Yeah. Right? It's oh man, it's so much fun to do this trick because the visual is really good. And once you actually learn to get it down, it's a great giveaway too, because it's $1, right? Because
that's exactly what it is.
You can borrow $1 from someone, you can visually transform it into a ring and then give it back to them. So like if you're a bartender working, great way to get an extra tip, because I know you used to do it, but then like someone would give you $1, but then someone would give you $5 after you did this.
Well, yeah, I mean, the $1 tip, whatever, it would come back on the next drink or whatever.
Yeah.
Where you give them the $1 right back as a ring, and then the next time they buy a drink, they're gonna give you like a $5 or something like that. But you gotta have one prepared and folded. But like, it's so easy to carry a folded bill in your pocket.
Yeah.
I mean, you could basically have this just as an impromptu trick based, essentially just borrow a bill. Or just have another bill on you, just to give it away,
And I think it's another one of those things that we can talk about, like sort of like I was saying with David Regal. Gregory Wilson stuff is so well thought out.
Yeah,
like he works these things to death. So when you get a download, you get from Gregory Wilson, you just get all of the information that has ever existed on this particular trick. Like he takes you through all of his thoughts and all of his theories and everything about how he has worked this thing into something that's amazing.
John Green, welcome back. He says origami and magic equals cool trick.
Absolutely.
And also Kevin Lawrencell says Dino is amazing and Horizon is so fun as well.
Yeah.
Speaking of origami, I made one of these recently, Eric. Just do you remember?
Yeah,
do you remember these guys?
Yeah, just were you like what's going on? Were you like telling fortunes in middle school? Like what's going on?
Have you not seen this? I shouldn't do it because I can't quite remember exactly how it goes. This is from the original Daniel Garcia live lecture.
Oh,
so basically, do you remember this trick? It's amazing.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, so it's basically what happens is, if you remember what these things are, it's the old fortune teller, and then somebody would pick a number, and what ends up happening is, let me find the thing. So somebody, you would, I'll at least tell you the method. I can't perform it because I can't quite remember the sequence.
Yeah, well, don't give away the method,
somebody
but like,
would pick
tell
a
people.
Color.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody would pick a color, you'd spell to it, right? And then the way it works is that they'd end up picking a number, and then you show that number. Well, you would cover what was underneath it. You'd say, I'm going to hide what's underneath this number, but obviously you could have had this one. That's an X, and 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 then you show that the number that they picked has a circle.
Oh, it's so good,
right? So they picked the one thing, and this works. This will work every time. There's an out sequence here that is just brilliant because it's Daniel Garcia, right? This is a really fun one. Who mentioned it was John Green, right? John, if you don't have Daniel Garcia, that lecture is one of the best.
It really is good. And also, speaking of origami and magic, I know that one of the things that you did on the Raven demo was we transformed what was it? We transformed a playing card into a little paper crane, which it was sort of historical for our studio. But there's a lot of cool stuff where you can like vanish a piece of paper, but then use the Raven to like ring in a little origami thing that you could.
Yeah, we turned a card into a folded paper crane. Yeah, it was great.
It was neat. It was a lot of fun stuff. But we gotta move on. We've been talking.
Oh yeah, we gotta move on. We're chatting a lot tonight.
Yeah, we're talking about Transfer now by Alexander Marsh, and this is such a fun download. So this is presented as one of the cleanest bills across you're ever going to see. And it really is. So essentially what this download is it teaches you how to do a bills across, where you have 3 bills or 5 bills over here and 3 bills over here, and then you can vanish 2 of the bills from over here and make them reappear over here. That is one way to do it. And it's an amazing trick. But what this is Alex is teaching you how to make a gimmick that will count as either 3 bills or 5 bills, and it works every time, and it's super easy to do. There is something you have to put together that you make in your own home. You definitely have all of the stuff you need to make the props for this. And I want to talk about the method so bad, but I can't because it's so good.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can't tell them how it works, but
Yeah, the fact that you can either show this as 3 bills or 5 bills is kind of a game changer for some stuff. So and the thing to also remember about Alex is that he is a mentalist. He performs with the Champions of Magic tour, which I've seen their tour, and he is amazing on it. It's so good. He's a phenomenal mentalist. His live act just crushed people here. But one of the ways he talks about using this is he brings out a wad of cash and he says, I will tell you that this is all $10 bills, or 10-pound notes, I think is what he's doing it because it's in the UK. And he says, I will tell you there's either 30 pounds here or 50 pounds here, $30 or $50. If you can tell me which, you get to keep it. And whatever they say, they're wrong. Right? I mean, like you can always play that. He uses it for some witch hand stuff that's really cool. He does some of the witch hand stuff. He combines it with Tequila Hustler, which is a really, really solid download, really solid trick. This is super cool. There's some really neat stuff you can do with this. I love this gimmick. There's so many great things you could do with this.
Yeah, this is one of those where it's marketed as like the best bills across you could do. I mean, and while it's true, you're really getting a really cool way to miscount bills, right? That's kind of what you can say about this, right?
I can see this being used in the $11 bill trick. I could totally see this being used in the $11 bill trick.
Right. You could just do this as, you're pulling money out of your pocket and you're just going to miscount it and just do a quick little funny thing for somebody, right?
Yeah.
If you've never played around with that type of thing, it's really fun.
I feel like you could do this as a 6-bill repeat too.
Yeah, there's got to be.
There's some.
Yeah, that's really what it comes down to. It's like a kind of like a new utility move for a false count of bills.
Yeah.
With no sleight of hand.
Yeah, that's the other thing that they think that we're talking about here is that there's no sleight of hand with this. And I know that we have a lot of people who watch this in both the U.S. and over in Europe and in Canada as well. This works with any money. You can do this with paper bills. Yeah. You can do it with plastic bills. You don't. This is going to work with any currency. The only thing is the currency has to be the same size. So you would want to use all the same bills. So he does it with ones in this, but you could do it with all 20s, all 10s, all hundreds if you wanted to. They all have to be the same. That's the only thing.
Enrique Preciado, welcome back. I know he's been around. He said, I think he told me that I said his last name correct once. But he says, do you have to ruin a bill to make the gimmick?
No, that's what's super cool about this is that, yes, you are using real money, but this is, you can recover your money. You don't have to cut any money up. So you could make this depending on the materials you use, you could then take the gimmick apart if you needed to spend that cash a little bit later. Which is another like reason I really like this, is because you're not destroying any money.
Yeah, a lot of the Alexander Marsh stuff flew under the radar when it came out, and this is one of those. For $7, man, you might find a new performer that you'll really like, because all of his stuff is superb.
If you're a mentalist, you need to check out some of his stuff. I mean, every time I see Alexander Marsh come out with something, I'm always like, I hover over that buy button because I know it's going to be good, because he has some really great ideas.
Oh, that's right. So Enrique told me that we met at, that's right. I totally forgot that. Oh man, sorry. I don't recognize your name. I need the picture because we both play Hearthstone, Erik. That's right.
Oh. Yeah, so I don't know if you're watching this in the chat right now. If you play Hearthstone, Nick plays Hearthstone, and Nick is actually one of the best Hearthstone players in the world. Don't tell anyone I said that.
It's not true, Erik. But yeah, hit me up. You get my what do you call it? Blizzard tag? I don't even know. Yeah. BattleNet tag.
BattleNet tag. Oh man. Well, let's move on to Tarbell 50, the novelty rising cards.
Oh yeah, my bad. Sorry, I was still reading the chat.
No worries, man.
50.
No,
Look,
no worries.
Okay, so
yeah, well, because also Josh Birch is monitoring our chat right now, and he just wanted to mention that transfer works on stage or close up. Even though Alex is known for being on stage, you can also do a close up.
No, Enrique, send me a message. I forgot. We gotta get some matches going. Anyway, yes,
Tarbell 50, the novelty rising.
This is the first time we've had the Tarbell series on the show. We've had opportunities to put it on the show, but we just haven't done it. But this one, look, Erik, I'm almost embarrassed. This is $7 for what I think is the best lesson in Tarbell, period. I worked on this project with Dan. I filmed every lesson, all 113 of them.
It's nuts.
I edited every lesson, all 113 of them. I performed in every. It took 5 years, Erik, and this lesson, in my opinion, is the best one. This is, I don't even remember how many ways to make a card rise out of the deck, and if there's methods that will fool you, there's methods that like there's some stuff playing here out of the book. There's methods where you can be across the room, and we're not talking about anything electronic. Like here's something coming out of an envelope; it just shot right out of there. Here's like something coming out of an easel. None of these things have physical hookups between him and Dan, right? The hookups exist elsewhere in the room. You will learn so much about the rising card; it will blow your mind, really. And this is just one of the. I think it's the best lesson.
I really like the Tarbell lessons. I've frequently gone to them when I'm like putting together a new show, when I'm looking for something, because you and Dan did a tremendous job on these. Because Dan gets a lot of credit for going through everything and learning everything, but you are one of the unsung heroes of this project because you edited and filmed 113 lessons.
Madness.
It's
madness.
Crazy.
You're gonna get a method out of here, though. This is a real thing.
Does this have the Thurston Rising card on it, or is that in a different lesson?
It should. There's only one. As far as I mean, unless I'm totally off, I could be completely off here. Let me look real quick, because I just blindly said, "Oh, Rising card, great."
Yeah.
I don't believe there was a second lesson, but I will double check that for us while we're on here now.
Also,
Erik.
I want people to look at this discount too, because the Tarbell lessons are normally $19.95, but when you enter the promo code CoolBoxLive at discount, you're getting this for $7.47. I mean, that's a tremendous savings on this.
That's why I was embarrassed. I'm like, this is the deal of the week.
This is like too cheap to pass up. This is insane. Let us know in the chat if you have a favorite Tarbell lesson, because we would love to get more Tarbell stuff on here and to talk about it, especially have it with Nick, because Nick knows so much behind the scenes. If you have any questions about the Tarbell series, now is a great time to ask it. Please let us know in the chat, because we are monitoring the chat and want to talk to you guys.
All right, so this is important, Erik.
All right.
There are 2 Rising card lessons, and I totally spaced on that. Lesson 27 is Rising cards.
Okay.
And that one has...
That's the one with the Thurston
massive...
setup, right?
Yes, I believe so. The Thurston one is on there. And this is just a continuation, but it's all the same good stuff.
This is the novelty Rising cards, yeah.
That one on the easel is one of my favorite ones that I've been wanting to put in my own show, because you're not actually even the way that you make the card rise is not with. It's like I'm not giving anything away. I guess I'm kind of giving it away, but like it's basically where you stand is how it works, which is amazing.
So good.
Like it has nothing to do with your hands or like your torso or anything. Unbelievable stuff. So in the novelty rising card lesson, you're going to get more stuff with like envelopes in this house. The haunted house is cool.
Yeah.
And the hat stuff. But yeah, also the rising card lesson though, if you had to get one, grab that one as well. But this one's only $7. I mean, it's what a steal.
Yeah. Enter the promo code CoolBox Live at checkout. Get a really, really great lesson on Magic. I highly recommend all of the Tarbell things. Even before I joined Penguin Magic, I was like checking out those Tarbell lessons because it's so good. There's so much material.
Yeah. If you guys have any questions about Tarbell lessons, toss them in the chat. I know entirely too much, even though we ended 2 years ago, so like I know everything about it, but at the same time I have all sorts of charts and spreadsheets and things that I can look at to find anything that you might be thinking about.
All right, we got to move on, and let's see here. What is the next thing that we are? Let me check the schedule real quick. And you know what? Actually, the Tarbell Novelty Rising cards was the last download. So actually, I've got the schedule up right now. So let's just go back and quickly look at everything that we just talked about, which is
talking tonight, Eric.
Yeah. So we've got we have the animated, or sorry, the. Let me make this a little bit bigger so I can see everything. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so Animated Gum by Nathan Kranzo was super cool. Really, really the best way to hand out a stick of gum to your friends. Mind Over Metal by Manny Linenfeld, a really crazy visual way to bend metal. Really, really a solid lesson on that. Vuja Day by Rick Lax, vanishing and reappearing matches, a matchbox that like jumps back into itself. Really, really good. Totally Hands Off by Danny DeOrtiz, a fantastic card at number that you can do for one person or with a big group of people, and a super satisfying method. Modern Transportation by David Regal might be my new favorite way to do a transposition. Uses a really great gimmick and a really clever method. Red Medicine by Mark Calabrese. Somebody names a card and they're able to find it in the deck while the deck's behind their back and put it face up in the deck. It's really solid. BH Concepts by Joe Reinfleisch. That is the bridal hitch. It's got 4 routines, but you learn so much super visual rubber band magic. 24 karat full by Gregory Wilson. An amazing trick with a dollar bill where you crumple up a dollar bill and then you throw it in the air and stab it with your finger and it turns into an origami $1 bill. Then we have Transfer by Alexander Marsh, a really, really solid, really clever gimmick with bills where you can count them as either 3 or 5. And of course, the Tarbell 50 Novelty Rising Cards lesson. Really, really solid lesson right there. But we have got to move on. Nick, we are going to start talking about some low-priced lectures. Are you stoked about this?
Yeah, you know that in my opinion, along with the Tarbell course, but Penguin Live lectures are the best value.
They really are. There's really nowhere else to go as far as
and it was fun seeing after I showed you that origami thing. There was a lot of people in the chat. They were telling me that they have the Dandy Garcia lecture, and there's so many lectures. There's 430 something, I think, at this point.
Oh, it's so good.
Which is crazy.
We filmed another one today. I got done filming and I raced home to come talk to you guys. We filmed.
Yeah.
I think actually I know he did a little Instagram story about it. So Rick Smith Jr. was who we filmed today. Really solid lecture.
Great.
Man, Dan was having so much fun.
Yeah,
but
so
let's
if you
talk
don't
about
have any of this stuff,
yeah,
it's great to get them at a little bit cheaper. And the first one up tonight we got is this one we teased at the top?
Yeah. This is the one. This is the one that we teased at the top. This is. Let's bring up the lecture slides. There, we Michael Vincent Live. This is a really, really, really fantastic. I think that you guys are really gonna like this. Hang on, I'm working on something over here and. Is this going to work?
Vincent is when I first saw him, I wasn't familiar with him until I saw him on Fool Us, I believe. And that happened just before he came to Penguin Live. And some of my favorite presentations I've ever seen are from Michael.
Yeah.
And it's made, because I just love the way that he talks and like the passion that he has for like kind of classic isn't the word, but he just does like the raw old school moves, like to perfection, right?
So I think let's talk a little bit about that, because it's not just that he does it to perfection. What this is, so this is the Michael Vincent live lecture, but this is one of the ones that's got like a subtitle. It's Quest for Mastery. And this is really, really interesting, because what he's saying is that, like, hey, you can just learn tricks, but if you really want to master your craft, here's the roadmap. And he takes you through sort of his everything that you need to do to learn to become such a masterful magician like him. Really, really interesting techniques. And he starts by going all the way back to, here's how to hold a break, here's how to do a double lift, here's how to get into this and do all of these things. And then he teaches you some really knockout magic. He's got some classics from him, and he's also got some stuff that is sort of more readily available, but it's got that Michael Vincent twist on it. It's an amazing lecture. It's so good. I was watching it last night, and it's just incredible. In fact, I've actually got a performance. If you wanna share, if you don't mind, do you want me?
Yes, let's definitely watch a performance of Michael Vincent. We haven't watched anything yet, so let's do it.
So this is a performance of Michael Vincent doing, well, you're just gonna have to see it.
Okay, I'm gonna ask this gentleman to help me. You don't need to leave your seat. I'm going to have you choose a card, but don't look at it. Just put it in your pocket, okay? So as they go by, just touch the back of any card. Which one? That one there? Okay, put it in your pocket. Don't look at it. Hold on to it, okay? Okay. So with one card in your pocket, I don't know what it is, but I do know one thing for sure. Somewhere in this deck, there are a few cards closely associated to the one you've just chosen, okay? I thought it'd be interesting to try and find what those other three cards could be as a possibility. So let's try this, for example. I've got a red king, the King of Hearts. And I give the cards a few cuts. Got a second card, the Ace of Clubs, King of Clubs, sorry. And I'll give the deck a complete cut. We get the King of Diamonds. So I'm really hoping that in your pocket, we've got the missing spade. So do us a favor. Would you like to stand up and join me up here for a second? Which card do you have in your pocket? Oh, the Ace of Spades. I think you picked the wrong card. But don't worry, this is where we use a little bit of magic. And lo and behold, we get these three aces. Thank you very much.
That's a really solid trick. And I think that when people watch that, they kind of go, oh, I know what's going on. But there are some subtle touches there where I was like, wait a minute. How did he switch? Because there's a lot more going on there than you realize. Like I think like a knowledgeable magician would be like, oh, he's just doing like a double lift or something like that, and that's not all that's happening there. And there's a really interesting switch that happens in that particular trick, and the whole lecture is filled with stuff like that where you're like, oh man, the card to pocket fooled the pants off of me, and I almost rendered that one out, because it was one just like, there's a switch that happens in that one where essentially he shows you, he talks you through card to pocket, and he does the classic one, but then he ends up with all four aces like reappearing all over the place, even though you think that they've been on the table the entire time. And it's also done while telling a story about Vernon that is really, really solid. The coin trick that I talked about at the very top was super interesting, because Michael talks about how he really liked a particular trick that John Kerry did, but John Kerry's method required him to be basically holding out from the very beginning of the effect, so it was really only good as an opener. And Vincent said, man, this would be a really great trick, but I want to be able to do it in the middle of my show. And so he basically reworked this John Carney effect from the ground up so that he could do it in the middle of his act. It's so good. If you are if you're a beginning magician, there's a lot of stuff here for you because you will learn how to practice and what to practice in the best way possible so that you don't have to unlearn a lot of bad techniques. But if you're an experienced magician, there's so much theory in here that you're gonna gain so much from this. And right now it's on discount for 25% off, $22.46. $22 is it's a great price for arguably one of the better theory and card magic lectures that I've watched here. I mean, there's a lot of great card magic lectures, but this one combines the technique, the trick, and the theory in such a fascinating way.
Well, look, both the lectures that we have featured this week, if that's all you had, if that's all you ever bought, you would possibly end up being one of the best card magicians on the planet. You know, we buy so much stuff, but man, between Michael Vincent and then the next lecture we're going to get to, they cover, like, what else do you even need to know? Well, I do want to mention one of my favorite things that Michael Vincent does is the way that he displays his cards on the close-up mat. He takes like a little like special extra time to come up with some really creative ways of being able to project things on the close-up mat out for like a parlor audience, you know, things that you can do to make things play a little bit bigger. His close-up mats are always so neat, all where he's got all the cards and everything. It's one of my favorites. Also, if you've never seen his first clip on Fool Us, it's just one of the best.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
And he made a choice to go on there and do some really interesting magic, whereas like he could have just wrecked him with cards.
Yeah.
Which was
you don't see like monologue playing card magic very often, no. Eric. And, and he pulls it off.
The other thing I feel like we should talk about just briefly is that Michael Vincent's an amazing photographer. If you go on his Instagram, you'd be expecting to see like a whole bunch of like crazy tricks and stuff like that. Not a one. It's all these really beautiful, intentional photos. It's just solid.
Yeah. So he's got his original Penguin Live, and then he's got a Penguin Live act as well, where he performs in front of an audience. Mm-hmm. And all his material is great. He's one of those guys, you might get it and he'll become one of your favorites. So the highest recommendation. Did have a question from Kevin Lawrencell again. What skill level would you say modern transportation is, Eric?
Oh, super easy. Almost beginner level stuff. There's no sleight of hand in modern transportation. There are some interesting concepts. I think the hardest thing you have to learn is a double lift, but there's some secret stuff involved that makes the
double lift. What?
A double. Yeah, it's that thing where you like turn over cards. No. Yeah, it's believe me, modern transportation is well within your skill level. I really like it because the method is super clever. I love doing tough sleight of hand, but sometimes I come across a method that's just like too good to pass up.
Yeah. Well, speaking of sleight of hand, let's move on to the next lecture.
All right, let's go.
Because between the two of these guys, you're talking some of the best card magic teachers ever. And the lecture that we have up next for discount is Roberto Giobbi Live #1. And what this lecture really is Roberto came to put on display, really it's almost like Card Magic Volume 1. But he's specifically talking about false shuffles, controls, forces, card switches, and palming. And the routines that you're going to learn in this lecture all kind of fit within that mold. He's doing his stand-up. There's some close-up and stand-up stuff, but his stand-up stuff in particular is phenomenal in this lecture. And I did want to I grabbed a clip of one of my favorite tricks. I was so excited to revisit this lecture, Eric, because there is a stand-up routine in here, a stand-up card routine in here that I've always wanted to do, but just never put it together. And that's the clip that I'm going to do. It's his Bill and cigarette. Now, I can't actually remember. I think I cut it off. I think I wanted to shorten the clip a little bit, so I'll just set it up really quick.
Okay.
Basically, he's playing a game of make-believe cut to the high card with Jacob at the table. So basically what you're about to see is Jacob's about to cut an invisible deck of cards, look at it, and just name whatever card he's looking at. The only thing that you really need to know about that is that there's no force here. Jacob's just naming any card, okay? And they bet some money on it, So that's why there's a bill on the table. But you just don't need to see any of that because I just wanted to get to the good part. So Jacob's naming a card. They had made a bet, so there's a $20 bill on the table, and then this happens. Take a look at this.
All right.
Go ahead. You cut. What do you cut?
Jack of spades.
Jack of spades? Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought you only had friends here. No? Okay, I'm a man of honor. Is it what you say? Yes? Jacob, fortunately I only bet 10. Here it is for you, and we have a nice round of applause for this gentleman. Yeah. No, wait. We need to. I need to. Excuse me. That makes me nervous. I need to smoke my last cigarette. You know, I didn't want to, but really, I mean, this stresses me a little bit. So, however, Jacob, can you take out one of the cigarettes? This is which one you like. Can you confirm it's a complete packet of cigarette? There are like 20, and I get this one. Okay, you're sure you can keep the others, yep, if you like? Yes. There are the health warnings there. Yes. The other day I was standing next to a gentleman who bought a packet of cigarettes, and the health warning said, "Smoking makes impotent." He immediately gave it back and said, "Give me another one with lung cancer." It's man, you know, it's man. Do you happen to have a lighter? Wait, I have professional. No. Now, in case children, young people are watching us, the others too, don't smoke at home, okay? Because that's dangerous for your health. It's not good for your health. So please don't smoke at home. In the street, at school, it's okay. Not at home. Good. No, don't smoke. In the world, Jacob, of imagination, you have played a game of poker. You won $10, and you cut to the Jack of spades. In the world of reality, we have a cigarette. I'm not a smoker, but I'm just going to take. Between the two worlds is the smoke screen. Can I have your card, please? Sometimes it's possible that our ideas, visions, and desires cross the smoke screen and become reality. Look, inside the cigarette is no longer a thing. It's a playing card. And it's not any playing card. It's exactly.
How the crap did that work?
I know, dude. It's a thought of card and cigarette. Any card.
I mean, that's like better than Darren Brown's smoke. That's so good. Like,
and he's just got this great way of displaying it too. Like,
yeah.
Like I just wanted to do that. Now, I don't know. Maybe in Switzerland they have different smoking laws and things. It's the only reason I haven't done it is just because of that reason. But
yeah, that's
the method is amazing.
That's wild.
The method is crazy.
I could see doing like even without like the smoking part, where like you're lighting it and breathing. You know, that's still just like an amazing trick. Like how? Yeah. Because Jacob pulled that cigarette out of the box.
Yeah, that's the other part of it.
Where it was just like yes. I'm sitting here just like racking my brain, going, "What the?"
Yeah, it was so strong when I saw it. I was blown away by that. The card stab's really great.
Yeah.
There's a card calling routine on here that's amazing. There's a homing card routine on here that's amazing. But really, like all the techniques that you're going to learn to get all this stuff done as well is so well covered. It really is. It's basically like, not that you're going to learn everything that's in Card College Volume 1, but it's kind of what it is. It's a lot of the same things that you'll learn in here. You'll actually get to see in video in his first Penguin Live lecture.
You know, Card College is one of those, like, I know you know this about me, but I reread Card College every year. I take some time. I read through all 5 volumes. I also read Card College Light, the lightest series, and every time it makes me appreciate Giobbi more and more because he's one of the best. He's one of the best magic communicator.
Look, he should have been like an astronaut or something. Every time I hang out with him, the guy's so damn smart, and it's like he just chose to do card magic, man. I guess we're lucky.
I'm glad that we didn't put it. Like, did you see that? Did you see the rocket launch right before we went live?
Yeah, that's right.
Giobbi should be in that rocket, but I'm glad they're not putting him in there. So he's down here making great magic. If you don't own the Card College books, you really should. Because the front and the back of each book is this like brilliant diagram of like how to look at your hand, how to look at the deck, and I believe it should be the law that you have to write magic books about card magic with that nomenclature, because it just makes it so clear. Dave Berkey is in the chat right now. Dave Berkey says, if I buy this trick, will my wife finally respect me? Yes, Dave. Yeah, if you get Roberto Giobbi live, your wife will finally respect. I should have realized that it was Dave asking me that. Dave's one of the guys who I play video games with on Twitch every once in a while. Thanks for tuning in the chat, Dave.
Enrique, yes, it is real cigarette smoke. And Kevin, it is, yes, there is a lot of preparation. Mm-hmm. It's not something you're going to do close-up walk around. It is definitely for a show, but the method is really, really good for sure. So his other lecture, he's got Penguin Live 2, and he's also got a live act that we filmed in London. Everything's good. Roberto's the best. Those books are must-have. They're my most referenced book. Period. Yeah, I mean, there's no other thing.
Like, I think what people may not know this about this show, but like, since we've gone to this like sort of at-home format, which is like a lot of fun. Like, I really like broadcasting from here. But also, Nick and I are broadcasting from the offices that we work in, and so you can see those books are behind Nick because he references those when we're working on new products. My copy of Card College is immediately to my left. It's like I could walk over. Right here. I mean, these. there was a pocket watch in front of it that I had to move so it didn't fall to the ground and smash. But the Card College books are so good, and they're by Hermetic Press, which Penguin. A lot of people don't know this, but Penguin owns Hermetic Press, and so we can
maybe they'll be on the show at some point. We'll see. Not in the upcoming weeks. I know that. If otherwise, I would tease it, but. We have had books as well. Somebody asked earlier if this is the studio or if this is or if I have my own magic shop back here. I just basically have whatever we've been working on, I back there. And Brandon Sheffield told me I had a strong flex with my coffee mug here.
I've worked at Penguin for over a year now. I don't have my own coffee mug. I don't know what I have to do to get mine, but
this is the usual Christmas present that we get, but we usually get a new one. I guess we didn't get one last year. Is that what happened?
No, we didn't get one last year.
Christmas canceled last year?
I think Christmas was canceled last year. We better have a good Christmas this year. Nick, do you want to? Yep, I see Ling Lee here in the chat saying good old Card College, absolutely. And Scott Smith says thanks for a great show. Thanks for watching, Scott. We appreciate it. We're not done yet. Let's check out that.
Check out the menu.
Let's check out the menu again real quick. So we just talked about Michael Vincent Live and Roberto Giobbi Live, both 25% off if you enter the promo code CoolBoxLive at discount. And now we are about to get into one of my favorite portions of the show. This is the deals of the week. Nick, are you excited about the deals of the week?
Always, dude. I'm excited for this show every week. This is the only time I have to get dressed, so it's great.
The deals of the week is really exciting. We have some really, really phenomenal deals this week that I'm so excited about. And let's get into the first one. This is In the Beginning, There Were Coins by Jay Noblezada. I think...
Cat's out of the bag, Eric. You are the president of the Noblezada fan club.
Yeah, I am. I'm just like really. So since we've been doing this, the first one that I had to watch was the Muscle Pass video, the old Muscle Pass DVD, and then we had Sponge on the show, and I was like, well, I'll give that a watch. I'm a convert. Jay Noblezada is an amazing teacher. So what this is basically a beginner's crash course on getting into coin magic. Everything in this, I think it's a 3 DVD set, or it's 3 hours long. It's a big project, but everything in it is with regular coins. He starts off assuming you know nothing, so you learn classic palm, you learn finger palm, you learn thumb palm, you learn all that stuff. You learn the French drop, but you also learn retention vanishes. You learn vanishes, appearances, all kinds of stuff, click passes, all kinds of things. You learn a whole mess of different routines that are really good. And then he and Luc Germain created something where a signed coin changed places in people's hands. This is really, really, really good. He teaches a couple of flourishes. The coins through table is really solid. I ran out of time this week working on putting a lot of the show together, so I don't have a performance clip in here, but this is really good. So this was originally a DVD. This is like vintage Penguin stuff, but also there's a download that you can get 25% off if you enter the promo code CoolBoxLive at checkout 2246. Here's the thing. If you don't do a lot of coin magic, this is an amazing download for you. You should get this. I recommend getting the DVD because the DVD is awesome to just like have as a physical reference so that you can just like pop it in, navigate straight to the wherever it is you want to learn it. But Jay's a great teacher, and he's particularly gifted with coins. This is a really, really solid, really, really, really solid product that I cannot recommend enough. I reached out to Jay to try and get him on the show this week. We're not friends on Instagram or Facebook, so I had to like add him. So it's probably in like his request folder or something like that. He hasn't seen it, but I want to have Jay on the show. If you know Jay Noblezada, let him know that I unabashedly and legitimately really enjoy when he's teaching. I want to have more of his stuff.
Put the word out. Somebody find him and tell him that we've been talking about him every week.
Yeah, this is it's so good. And the other thing is that again, like this is back in that like Penguin vintage era, like the original era where Jay is performing lots of stuff on the streets of Las Vegas, on the streets of California, and there are so many performance videos in here that you're seeing Jay just do stuff over and over again for real people. So A, you know it works because you can see him doing that over and over again to people. But B, you get a real sense of how to perform the effects and the techniques on this DVD.
Yeah, it's a great entry level thing for anybody that, you know, if you want to just learn some coin tricks, you're going to get one out of this. I always love, you know, back in the day when I was buying a lot of DVDs and things, you would just hope to get one thing, right? Yeah. That's kind of the goal. And with this, you're going to get 2, 3, or 4 things that you're probably going to like to try to do and go out and perform. 90 Day Fiance is back, Erik, and he or she says that Noblezada did a Vader choke on them at a convention, and it worked.
That's awesome. I love everything.
It's like some maybe we should start. Okay, well, like you know how there's the Michael Lamar, you know, like Chuck Norris things.
Yeah,
you remember those?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, Michael Lamar's never read a magic book. He just squeezes it and gets, and absorbs the knowledge he wants from it, or something like that.
Yeah, Chuck Norris facts, Michael Lamar facts. We should have a Noblezada facts.
We should start the Noblezada facts, right? I mean, another one was Amar could do the card unsealing outside.
Jay Noblezada can do coins through table without a table.
Yeah. Noblezada can do the coin bend for real. I don't know.
Yeah. No, this is, I mean, seriously though, this is a really great DVD. It's a really great product.
Great DVD. All these things that we keep bringing up are, we're not putting them on here because they're crap. I mean, this is a historical bestseller with incredible reviews, right? Yeah. So it's a great coin DVD.
Let us know in the chat if you do coin magic, because I know that there's
Let's move on.
There's not a lot of people who do coin magic, and I think not a lot of people do like a lot of coin magic, and I'd like to know more about more people that are doing coin magic. But yeah, let's definitely move on. What is the next thing here? I think we got to.
The next one is the Legacy of Animan.
Yeah, Legacy of Animan.
This is a project that we filmed with probably my favorite performing mentalist, Doc Hilford. He came to Penguin, I want to say this is the summer of 2018, and he wanted to do a project where, first of all, Doc already performs a lot of Animan stuff, but he wanted to kind of take his stuff and Animan stuff and find the center point and teach you a lot of the methods and presentations that Animan was famous for. So he put together a show that he's doing exclusively Animan tricks, right? Brought up to speed because it's Doc Hilford, but still keeping those core methods. I mean, that's what Doc does anyway. If you see anything that Doc has taught over the years, he really lives for the the old school ways, because especially in mentalism, the old school stuff's the best stuff. And if you don't know who Ted Anneman is, he's just one of the best mentalism creators of all time. So anyway, you're going to get a full show where you can watch all these things play out. You're going to get to watch Doc Hilford perform, which for me is the real value, because he's the guy you want to learn from when it comes to things like cold reading and just being a performer on stage that is able to project thoughts or read thoughts. In fact, I put a clip together. We played the same clip on the Top 20 Countdown, I don't know, months ago. But it's a nice example of a routine that you'll see. You're not going to see the actual routine, really. You're just going to see how Doc reveals the information to this guy and the reaction that he's able to pull off of it. All right. So here's a clip that of Doc performing one of the routines on the Legacy of Anneman.
Two cops. Right. Do that again. All right. That's good. Right? We call it angel and devil. How's that, right? Then no one ever knows. I love you so much already. I just met you. I already love you, right? You feel comfortable up here, though? You didn't want to come up here. No. But now you're having fun, right? Because everything's going so right. It is. I'm not going to tell all your secrets, okay? Are you an Aries? Oh.
I've always talked about the cusp.
Okay, so you're right in the cusp of Aries. Okay, which would be Aries Taurus, is that right? No, what is it? Aries, what's the other one? Pisces. See, because I don't really know the zodiac. But you're right, I'm like within a day, right? Okay.
Yes.
Why is coffee so important to you?
What?
Why is that so important to you?
Why?
Yeah.
It's just like a ritual. I feel like I need it every day. It's not like, I mean, I like the taste, but it's more like, it's just, a nice thing. It's like
that's your daily Zen thing.
It gets me into the zone.
Okay, so that's a very personal thing that, boom, right?
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm sure everyone likes coffee, but I talk about it a lot.
1996?
Yeah.
Is that your birth year?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, so coffee's a big thing, but there's, in your bedroom, is there like a poster or a picture of some sort of movie star? Yeah. Yeah. Is it a big poster? A big framed thing? Yes. It's getting spooky now, right? Okay. So you're born in March, right? 20? Is that your birthday? And you don't want me to, it's not like Montgomery Cliff or what's the other guy that died, his head came off, James Dean. It's not that, who's the picture?
Well,
or Marilyn Monroe?
Audrey Hepburn.
Audrey Hepburn, so close. Same time, all of those, right?
What?
And we got your birthday, that's right? Good?
Yeah, really
You're
good.
awesome. What
You're
percentage?
Awesome. That was 100.
100, have a seat. That is beautiful. You can have a seat. I thank you so much. You were good. You were all so good.
I mean, what a monster. What an absolute monster.
He's just the guy for me that I want to learn from when it comes to just what you just saw. And you're going to get a lot of that on here, right? How to perform and reveal and how to be in the moment. Because even in that clip, he kind of gets a miss there, right?
Yeah.
But still brings it home.
Yeah, but knowing Doc and also knowing the stuff that Anneman is the methods behind Anneman, it's bulletproof. I feel like Doc threw that in to make it more believable. Right?
I never know. Honestly, I never know.
Yeah.
John Green wanted to know if he does the full show before the explanations. John, I believe it's cut up. You're going to see the full performances of the Anneman stuff, because I can't quite remember if in the actual show he might have thrown in a few things that weren't in the project. I don't really remember, but yeah, everything has a full performance with it for sure. Was there something else in there? No. it's just he's just the best guy, I think, to learn from. And he's just so knowledgeable. His history of mentalism knowledge is just second to nobody. So you can get this at a great deal, because it's kind of pricey. So for today, you can get it for more than $10 off, which is awesome.
Just wanted to jump in the chat here, and Ling Lee actually just was asking us if Mind, Myth, and Magic will be reprinted by Hermetic Press, and the answer to that is that we are working our way through some of our older titles, and it may come around, but we have a lot of titles to get to on the reprint. Ling Lee also asks, Monster as in Attack of Monster Mentalism. Yeah, I mean, that's the guy. Attack of Monster Mentalism is Doc Hilford.
There is so much stuff in here. There's so much knowledge in this project. It's the equivalent of like getting a lecture by Doc, except that he's kind of, it's not better than a lecture by Doc, but like in some ways it's just different because we're talking, roots stuff, we're talking core methods here. So, and you get to just really see Doc perform on his feet on stage. So it's great. It's a great project. I was excited to be a part of it.
It is definitely an awesome thing that I think everyone should check out. But I think it's time for us to move on, Nick. So let's move on to Dress Code by Kaylin Morelli. This is an exciting one to talk about because Dress Code it's a really, really great effect. Essentially, what you're getting here is a quick change that you can do on the street, close up, just about anywhere. You're going to see a video, or you're going to see on the video that Kaylin Morelli is actually is going to do something. I think it's coming up like right after this, where essentially you're wearing a T-shirt and then you turn around, and in the act of turning around, as soon as you turn back around, it is changed into a different T-shirt. What you are getting here is a gimmick that will allow you to do this, that you will then install into your own clothing. This is the video I'm talking about right here. That was real. That was not a camera edit. He went from a green shirt to a black shirt with someone just walking in front of him. It happens that fast. He teaches a number. So what you're getting is one method here to change one T-shirt into another, but he teaches you a bunch of different effects. There's one on here that I really like where he has somebody like select a playing card, and then he's wearing a shirt full of playing cards, and then he like shakes it, and then all of the playing cards fall to the bottom of the shirt except for the one that the person selected. It's really cool. I will also say the method is designed to go T-shirt to T-shirt. For years in comedy clubs, I did Dress Code, and I changed it up so that I was able to go from from T-shirt to dress shirt, which was kind of interesting. Once you get it and you play with it, you will understand how you can do that if you're not wearing a tie. But basically, Dress Code is excellent. Once you actually affect the change, the really cool thing is you don't have to be like, you can show all the way around, right? Like you can take off your hoodie or your sport coat, whatever you're wearing, and you can show it is the whole thing has changed. It's a really clever idea. This was one of his like first like really big hits. But we got it.
This is a modern classic,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, I've seen this on Instagram, YouTube, and it's 25% off right now.
Yeah, a lot of people have done it on like AGT. I know Izzy Simpson did it on VGT there.
Oh yeah.
Actually, she probably did it on AGT too as well. But fantastic trick from one of our, more. He's not up and coming anymore.
Yeah.
At the time when he filmed this, I think he was. But now he's just one of the best creators in the business. And if you don't have this is a great time to get it. I think a lot of people in the chat probably know what this is already.
Yeah, Calvin Wong is over here in the Facebook chat, and he says
not much to say about it.
Yeah, Calvin Wong is over here in the Facebook chat, and he says, "I have this one. I'm currently practicing to speed it up." I mean, yeah, it is fast and it requires a little bit of practice, but once you get the hang of it, I mean, you're just going to want to go faster and faster and faster. I think when I was doing it a lot, I could get it really fast. It's a really interesting change. And actually, if you listen to the Penguin Magic podcast, if you jump back to the Kaylin Morelli episode, he talks a lot about Dress Code in the first half of the interview that I do with him, and how he wanted to sort of disrupt.
I forgot you interviewed him. That's right.
Yeah, I interviewed him in a Vegas hotel room. It It was really interesting. Kalen's pretty forthcoming about a lot of the stuff that he was working on and doing, and it was right before Metal Phone dropped, so he sort of teased it a little bit. But yeah, it's a really interesting interview, and also it's right around the time also that he had elected to disappear from social media. I know with everything that's going on in the world, he's back on Instagram right now, and but he elected to disappear from social media. He removed everything, and he talks a lot about that. On the Penguin Magic podcast in that episode. I can't remember which episode that is, but if you go into your favorite podcasting app and search for the Penguin Magic podcast, we're the first ones that come up, and we have all the episodes are available. We're into season 2 now. We've done over a year, so there's like 60 episodes that are out. I mean, all around a half hour with some.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Where does the time go?
Oh.
Madness.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on.
Yeah, but dress code 25% off. Just enter the promo code CoolBoxLive at checkout, and you will get.
Yeah, is that less than $20? Less than $20 for a dress code?
Yeah.
I had always thought that it had to have been like $60 or something, but yeah, I can't believe it's only $20.
This is like if you get this for like if you already own dress code and you want to have a second one, so you can like move it around and do different tricks or different shirts, especially if you're like seeing the same audience over and over again. Like this is. I might take advantage of this week. Who knows?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Overly Ambitious by Dan Harlan.
Moving on.
Sean Dunn.
Those two guys, yes.
Who are these guys?
Overly Ambitious. I don't want to spend too. Yeah, right. So Dan Harlan, Sean Dunn. Basically, what happened here was that Sean had an idea, and then he brought it to Dan, and Dan kind of fleshed it out and turned it into a fully fledged routine. I believe that's how it went. Mm-hmm. What this is an ambitious card routine. And you're going to get a multi-phase ambitious card routine that you're probably familiar with a lot of the things. But, before I even get to what the overly ambitious trick is, if you don't know the ambitious card, this is a great trick to get. And also the trick from last week, Card in Card Box by Cody Fisher. Great entries into ambitious card. This is no exception. You're going to learn some great ambitious card moves from Dan Harlan. But I'll just kind of simulate what happens with the trick. Basically, you've had a spectator select a card. It's come to the top of the deck 3, 4, 5 times. And then you're going to do your finale. And that's what Overly Ambitious is a ambitious card finale. You're going to put the deck down, and you're just going to have a packet of cards. You're going to place their cards somewhere in the middle of this small packet. You're going to hand it to them. So it's out of your hands at this point. They push it in. And then they do the magic, and they go to turn over the top card, and it's not there. And then they spread through the cards, and their card is just gone, totally gone. You don't have to do anything. They can go over the deck, which is on the table, and their selected card is now on the top of this packet. So you're getting a vanish in the spectator's hand and coming to the top moment on top of the deck. So it's an ambitious card sequence that you can add to any routine that you already do. It does use one gimmick, which it comes with. It's a specially printed card. So that's how it is accomplished. But in general, it's just a great look at ambitious card with Dan Harlan. He shows it to you in a stand-up environment, which is interesting. I've never performed ambitious card on stage, but Dan does. And then you'll also see him do it in a bar as well. Easy to do. There's nothing to it. And it's a great sequence.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things that attracted me to this particular product was Dan showing you how to do the ambitious card in a stand-up environment, which is also, again, I'd never thought of doing that. That was really interesting. And learning the ambitious card from Dan Harlan is well worth it. I want to address something in the Facebook chat real quick. Dan Scott asks about dress code. It's non-destructive to the shirts, correct? No, it is. You do need to alter one shirt. So the shirt that it changes into, it can be any shirt. That's fine. That's not gimmicked. There is another shirt, the shirt that actually does the change, that is gimmicked. And so that the gimmick involved in dress code lives inside that shirt at all times forever. But it's pretty easy to make the gimmicks, so you don't have to worry about it. But Overly Ambitious, solid way to end the ambitious card trick. Enter the promo code CoolBoxLive at checkout to get 25% off. You get a fun gimmick that's I think it's interesting, like making the card disappear from a packet in their hands and making it appear back on top of the deck, sitting over there. It's
I think
kind of interesting.
It has applications outside of it as well. Once you kind of like, oh, you know what? That is interesting. It's not that. I mean, you're being a little bold, handing it to the spectator, put it in their hand. But Dan shows you how to keep it under control, and it's a strong sequence. I mean, very, very, very strong sequence. It's hard to top that one.
Dan definitely knows how to handle that kind of stuff, and Dan's just great. Shall we move on?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. This is the Self-Tying Shoelace by Jay Noblezada. Oh man, this is again. I got to talk about this one because it was Jay, and I'm the president of the Jay Noblezada fan club. But this is really, really a great trick, especially because didn't David Blaine do this in the very first special?
I can't remember. At this point, like I think he did do it somewhere. He did it somewhere because I know his name got latched to this a long time ago.
It's either the first or the second special, but David Blaine definitely did this trick.
He definitely did it. I think it must have been in Street Magic. It had to have been.
What this is you walk up to people and you're talking to them, you're doing whatever, and when someone says, "Hey, idiot, your shoe's untied," you go, "Oh, hang on, let me fix it," and then you shake your foot, and your shoelaces tie themselves in front of people's faces. It's amazing. You get a special gimmick that accomplishes this. You get really great instructional video from Jay Noblezada. This is cool. I mean, this is genuinely cool. When you learn the method, you're like, oh, it takes a little bit to set up. You're not gonna want to walk around with it all the time. But if you know that you're gonna be doing some magic for someone, like this is a really great one to do.
Yeah,
you can do it you could do it with a wide variety of shoes and shoelaces too. Like you wouldn't do it with dress shoes or like work boots or anything like that. But like tennis
you need
shoes,
laces. But
you need like
I was
laces.
doing this. Do you remember the download that came out? I don't know, it was last year called Deck to Shoe. Do you remember that one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'd actually comboed these up at one point where I was doing doing self-tying shoelaces first and then Deck to Shoe. What about? I mean, it's just one of the most visual magic tricks ever.
Yeah.
If Blaine chooses to do it, that's always such an interesting benchmark for any trick, right? Because he only is going to choose things that are visual and strong, and that's what this is. The gimmick is easy to use. I mean, there's definitely some preparation involved in this, but you're not like, it's not totally out of the realm of, you can do this. It's not impossible.
I can easily see a situation, especially like he's wearing like pants with cuffs, like he's got his jeans turned up, which is definitely like a very specific 90s fashion choice. But I can also see being able to have this set up so that you could walk around with it and then do it and then be able to get ready at a moment's notice. It's not, we are saying there is a setup, but it's not like, you don't have to memorize a deck of cards. That's, I think let's put it that way, but it's a good gimmick. It's reliable. It's easy to use. It's a solid little trick. I really like it.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of people have seen it already. Here's an opportunity to get it a little cheaper. For $15, you'll get a cool gimmick in the mail, and you'll also get Jay Noblezada on your computer screen.
I think that's the real value here, is learning more from Jay Noblezada. I'm not making fun of him. I'm just a fan.
John Green wants to know when we're going to see more performance footage, unseen performance footage. John, tell us who you want to see.
Yeah,
that's all.
The archive is literally at my house right now. Everything we've ever shot in the last 7 years is at my house. What do you want to see on the show next week? We'll put it on.
Yeah, we could put something on from somebody. I mean, kind of even all these performance footages are kind of unseen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because you'd have to buy the product to get it to actually see that stuff. So in some sense, you're seeing some unseen performance footage. But yeah, there's stuff that nobody's, just forgotten at this point. So
I'm going to check the schedule real quick because I think, we're
close to the end.
We're close to the end. We got one more. This is, we got another physical product that I am real excited to talk to you guys about. This is Flair by Nicholas Lawrence. Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
Nick, how much do you love Flair?
Flair's awesome. I mean, it's fireballs, right? From a pen.
I got mine right
here.
Do
I say anything more?
I got mine right here. Let's see if I can do this. This is So we go.
Oh yeah, fire that thing off.
Hang on,
You never charge stuff.
No, I forgot. I turned it off for safety. Because you turn it on, and then you do that, and you make a fireball, and then your lights go red. That's that's how that works.
Was that intentional? How did that happen?
Yeah, that's intentional. Sorry, I'll go back.
Does it come with a red light?
Yeah, it comes with a red light. No, so what this is great. This is a marker that shoots fireball. It's really cool. And I want to share a couple of different things about Flare that I think are really important. So you're getting it at 25% off right now. So if you enter the promo code CoolboxLive at checkout, you get 25% off Flare. Normally $100, you're going to get it for 75, less than 75. Really, really great trick. Getting a text message from my girlfriend. Why does the house smell like lighter fluid? Because I've been doing Flare. So if you own Flare, I don't think a lot of people connected this. So I own 3 of these. I specifically bought 3 of them when I found out how this works, because I'm going to share this with you on stream because I think this is really important, and I'm not sure if we actually covered this in the download. But the way this works is half of this is a battery and the lighter, the ignition button. The other half is the ignition chamber. So the reason I bought 3 of them was I actually I use Flare at my gigs, and I load up 3 of these so that when I go to reload, I'm not like going to the corner and like rolling up flash paper and shoving it in there. I literally, as I walk away from the table, I pull out the next one. I unscrew this, I screw on the next one, and I'm ready to go. So if you want to like do it more than once in a night, that is, to me, the genius behind this is the way that Nicholas put it together. Also, at some point, I didn't set that up tonight. I've actually developed a way to do this so that there's a confetti load. So the way I use it in my gigs is I'm like, hey, party! And then I use it to shoot confetti into the air, which is kind of fun. I think I put that on Instagram a while ago. But yeah, it's just a lot of fun. I mean, what more is there to talk about with Flare other than the fact that like it's a marker that shoots fire?
The big thing to talk about is, that you can get $25 off of it tonight.
That's a big discount.
So you can get it for, it's a big discount. I'll just open up the box so you guys can see what's inside there. I got to do it so you can't see the link, but
but you get the marker. So you get the marker. You get the charger. It charges by USB, which is really nice. You also get a little brush to clean it out. It's a great little pen. We also, on the website, so you can do this with any flash paper, but we sourced flash paper specifically for Flare that is black. So you can have it loaded and you can be ready to go. So you don't have to like color your own flash paper or anything like that. It doesn't really, you can do any flash paper. I've done it with white flash paper when I ran out of the black flash paper at a gig, but you don't need the black but it's just like a nice, if you pay attention to those kinds of details, I don't know how you would use it, but it's just a really nice thing so that once you load Flare up, it's
super fun, man.
Right? Like, how much fun did we have shooting all the stuff for this?
It's ridiculous. I mean, it's not something like I would use it if I knew what to do. If I had like a you have great use for it. I love the confetti thing. That's something that I would really think about doing, but like it's embarrassing to admit, but it's just a really ridiculous toy.
I mean, at Thanksgiving last year, all I did was show around like the nieces and nephews and the uncles and aunts and stuff. I was like, hey, you guys want to go shoot a fireball? And we totally went outside and we shot fireballs, and that's really all you need to know about that.
You loaded up again? You did, didn't you?
Oh, you know what? Oh, I think I might be out of battery, unfortunately, because I didn't charge it before the show.
You never charge stuff before the show.
Oh yeah, no.
Yep. You can't see the green light.
Yeah.
Anyway, Lawrence really knocked it out of the park. The whole team that put this thing together. there was a lot of care went into making this, and I'm not even sure a lot of people realize this is out. I think this is another one of those that just kind of snuck out there. The stock is low on me.
Yeah, and I don't know if we're gonna make more.
I can't,
because the team.
It'd be hard to imagine.
Team took some time to build this. Just gonna jump into the Facebook chat real quick. Calvin Wong asks, "Where does the gimmick go in STS? Where does the gimmick attach? It attaches to your pants. So it's actually inside your pants is where it attaches. It's not in the shoes.
Yeah. And it's probably kind of safe to say that you can operate it. You operate it from like outside of your pants, though. Right?
Yeah, I think that's one of the interesting things about it is that you do operate self-tying shoelace from outside your pants. So it's just there, it's locked and ready to go. And when you don't have to get anywhere near it. And when you get ready to go, you just sort of, your hand makes a natural gesture, just like near your pants where you have the gimmick attached inside your pants, and it actuates and affects the change. So shall we say?
We got 90 Day Fiancés doing comedy hour up here in the YouTube chat.
Oh yeah.
He says, "Are the penguin mugs microwavable, and can I get a Marcus Eddy one?"
Ooh, I mean,
great question.
We should definitely sell Marcus Eddy Penguin Live mugs.
We should have all the mugs for sale. He's also the #1 Done Deal fan, and did he say something else? No, that's it. But he's a big fan of the Dunn's Deal, apparently.
We got Benny Chickering in the Facebook chat over here, also doing jokes I can't repeat on air. But it's always good to see Benny in the chat. Benny's a cool guy, and you should definitely check out Anniversary Waltz from Benny Chickering. But
not Anniversary Waltz. What's it called? It's called
I'm sorry, Siamese Waltz.
Siamese Waltz.
Siamese Waltz. Anniversary.
I was blanking on that.
Yeah, Siamese Waltz.
Yeah.
It's an anniversary waltz that turns into something even better. But check out a lot of the stuff that Benny does is really cool. But we're here talking about
that's one. Here talking about Flair, and one of the best. This is the best deal this week.
Yeah,
for sure. $25 off a $100 item is a big deal. Can't. I mean, look, we're not going to be able to do this deal again because I guarantee you, by the time it ends up in our queue again, we'll probably be sold out.
Yeah. Because
the stock is low. I don't know if we're going to be remaking these. We might, but my guess would be not at the moment. So
the other thing I can tell you,
one, pick it up.
Yeah. The other thing I can tell you is even if you don't do it for Magic, and because I did this, last year we would have campfires and stuff. So you can light like a fire pit with it if you have enough lighter fluid on the fire pit and some flash paper in there. You just pull your marker out, shoot flare in there, and light your fire pit, light your barbecue. I mean, really, it's a utility device that every home should have. I gotta say that.
Mm-hmm.
Is that are you acting skeptical right now? You don't see Flare as a utility device for around the house? Okay. That's I think Nick, did I lose you?
I think I was lagging out there for a second.
Oh, okay.
I didn't hear anything.
Oh, no worries. Sorry about that. I was just
I'm back now though. I'm back now.
Yep, I can hear you. You're back. We're back.
Yeah, I got you.
Excellent. No, all I was saying was that another really good use for Flare is that if you need to light a barbecue, throw a little lighter fluid in the barbecue, use Flare to light your barbecue, use it to light your fire pits if you're going to have like a bonfire out back. Flare is just a utility device that everyone should have in their home for various purposes.
Yeah, if your friends know you're a magician, you should probably, like it's just hilarious. But for cheap money, it is a real utility device that you can use for a show. The confetti cannon thing's a great thing, which is taught on there. And, Nicholas teaches all those vanishes and things on there. I mean, he really does that stuff. It's not out of the question. So
It's really good. Well, Nick, let's take a quick look at that schedule again, because we had some giant savings tonight. I'm just going to move this over here for myself. So let's see what we got over here. We have up at the top, we have Michael, the massive magical savings. We have Michael Vincent Live, Retention by Christopher Wheel, which is free. So go put it in your cart right now. Coffee Break by Gregory Wilson, an incredible broken and restored wooden stir stick thing that you can do at any Starbucks just at the drop of a hat. Also free. Get it, put it in your. If you're not getting those two, I don't even know why you're watching the show. In the download discounts, we had Animated Gum by Nathan Kranzo. We had Mind Over Metal by Manny Linenfeld. Really great spoon bend. Vuja Day by Rick Lax, that I think Nick and I might both be making those this week. Totally Hands Off by Danny D'Ortiz, an incredible card at number that you can do with a group. People are shuffling cards and it ends up super, super good. You've definitely got the gimmicks already in your house. Modern Transportation by David Regal. Super, super fooling, really, really fair transposition effect. Red Medicine by Mark Calabrese. This is a trick that Mark actually does that will fool people. BH Concepts by Joe Reinfleisch. If you've never done rubber band magic, BH Concepts is a great introduction to some wild visuals. 24 Karat Full by Gregory Wilson. Crumple up a dollar bill, stab it with your finger, turn it into a dollar bill origami ring. Killer effect. Super, super visual. Transfer by Alexander Marsh. A phenomenal bill gimmick. It's a really, really great utility device. It can be used for bills across, but it's so much more than that. Tarbell 50, the Novelty Rising cards. Why don't you have Tarbell? You should have it. You should have the Tarbell course in your download. The low price lectures, again, the Michael Vincent lecture, super good. Roberto Giobbi Live, basically the first part of Card College. You should definitely see it. If you haven't seen Roberto Giobbi perform, this is the way to do it. Then the Cool Box Deals of the Week. In the beginning, there were coins by Jay Noblezada. If you need to advance your coin magic, that is the DVD to do. The Legacy of Animan with Doc Hilford, the best way to get into mentalism with one of the best working mentalists today. The Legacy of Animan is an amazing project. Dress Code by Kayla Morelli. That is a quick change that you're going to do. Super great. Overly Ambitious by Dan Harlan and Sean Dunn. A really fantastic ending to your ambitious card routine. Plus, you're going to learn an ambitious card routine from Dan Harlan, so absolutely check it out. The Self-Tying Shoelace by Jay Noblezada. David Blaine did it. Why aren't you doing it? And, of course, the big deal of the week is Flare by Nicholas Lawrence. That is... it's a marker that shoots fire. What else do you want to know about? Why don't you have that? It's $25 off. That is the biggest savings we have this week. Nick, we do this every week. What are you going to buy?
Well, look, I think one of the best values in here is the Tarbell lesson. But if it was me having to pick something out, the things that Danny D'Ortiz card of number is just wild. And outside of Vuja Day, which I already said like a month ago that I was going to make, probably that Danny Ortiz totally hands off. And also John Green said that he wanted to see a Danny Ortiz performance. So maybe we'll just roll the performance of that next week.
I think so. Scott R. Smith is in the chat. He says the Flare Flash Paper says it's in stock, but when I click it, it is not in stock. You need to go into the product, the Flare Flash Paper product. If you actually go into the product page, if you search for it and go in there and then try and add it to cart, it might tell you that it's out of stock. But I actually just added it to my own cart. It is actually going to the product page. I think that has something to do with the fact that it's flash paper. They want to make really sure that it's going to be getting there. But just go into the product page. You should be able to add it to your cart there. What am I going to buy? Modern Transportation. No, I'm going to buy two things. I'm going to buy another Flare because I seriously, like changing the load chamber on Flare it's such a game changer for walk around stuff. I know that there have been other markers that do similar things, and just the ability to be able to reload in seconds by having multiples. Look, I'm a working performer. That is a really important thing. Other markers that shot fire were difficult to reload, frankly, and that's why I didn't use them. But this is why Flare goes to gigs with me. But if there was a trick in this week that really blew me away that I'm going to have to go buy and learn, it's Modern Transportation. The method's smart. It's squeaky clean. It's satisfying to do. It's a lot of fun. Modern Transportation. Nick, that is it this week. Next week we should be on the air, but it might look a little different because... because I'm going to be getting off a plane and then getting to my room as fast as I can and sitting on my laptop so I can do this show. Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, for the next
should be on, but just maybe a little delay. I don't know.
Yeah, the next couple of weeks are going to be kind of interesting. Nick and I are both going to be performing back-to-back weeks at the Mystique Dining Theater in West Jordan, which is in Salt Lake City, Utah. Hopefully everything goes as planned, and we'll be able to see those. If you're a magician and you want to come see us perform in Salt Lake City, just look up Mystique Dining Theater, and you can see Nick is going to be next week, and then I am going to be the week. I think Nick is the week of Thanksgiving, and then I'm going to be the week of Black Friday.
Yeah, week after next. Yeah.
So the show might look a little different, but we're planning on being able to stream it no matter where we are. That's why we went to this format, so that when Nick and I are on the road doing cool stuff, we can still give you guys some great deals in magic.
That is correct. So yeah.
Righty. Thanks once again for tuning in with us. We love doing this show. We love hearing your comments. Be sure to share this on your Facebook page or on the social media of your choice. Tune into the Penguin Magic Podcast. There is a product in there that we did not talk about that you can get some great discounts and savings on there. And some of the interviews are spectacular. The Coolbox Live promo code is good for all of the products you saw on today's show until next Friday at midnight. Then we reset the whole thing so we can give you guys some more discounts. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Erik Tate. This is Nick Locapo. We'll see you next time.